I'll be there midnight. In, on, at, by, until, for. Do you ever speak English and pause when you need a preposition and just guess which preposition to use? Well, in this video, I'll teach you the very simple rules that you need to know so you always choose the correct preposition of time. And I'm also going to show you 5 advanced level prepositions of time that are gonna make your English sound incredible. Are you ready? Okay, one piece of advice before we start, and that is don't learn prepositions as single words. Learn them as chunks, as part of small phrases. For example, don't learn the end of the day and then think, oh, is it in, on, at? No, learn the chunk at the end of the day. And when you learn prepositions in short phrases like this, then it just sounds right, and you stop thinking, which preposition should I use there? And the more you do this, the fewer mistakes you will make with prepositions. Believe me. Now, if you're trying to take your English grammar from an intermediate to an advanced level, I'm Greg, and that's what I help you do on this YouTube channel. And I publish a new video every Friday, so please subscribe if you want to do that. Now, this lesson comes with a free worksheet. Here it is. You can download that, and that includes a full summary of this lesson, but also I've included 20 prepositional chunks. So these phrases that include prepositions that you can just learn and insert into your sentences and never worry about which preposition to use again. They're really useful. There are 20 very common expressions that use prepositions in that PDF. And as always, I've included a test at the end to make sure you have mastered this bit of grammar. Okay, let's start by looking at the preposition at. Remember, in this video, we're talking about prepositions of time. So they're all related to when we use them to talk about time. And we use at when we are talking about an exact time on your watch. For example, I eat at 5 o'clock. I have lunch at noon. I can't answer. I'm busy at the moment. So if you think one exact point in time on your watch, at. And at is actually in the middle of the word watch, if that helps you remember. Okay, next we have on. So at was for things that you can point to on your watch. On is for things that you can point to on your calendar. Calendar, no, it doesn't work. Never mind. But for example, I work on Monday, or I'll see you on Monday morning. We met on the 24th of June. She always calls me on my birthday. Okay, so basically, if you can point to it on a calendar, use on. Okay, so at was very specific, on was a specific day, in is for longer periods. And when I say a longer period, I'm talking about things like months, years, parts of the day, and also parts of the year. For example, I was born in March. I moved here in 2026. I study in the morning. I'll finish it in 2 weeks. It rains a lot in the winter. Okay, so at, on, in. Big period of time, in. Now the next one is very important. It's one of the most misunderstood prepositions, especially for students who are at an intermediate level. And if that is you and you want to reach an advanced level, then, as I said before, make sure you subscribe to the channel. But also my brilliant B2 course will help you do that. It'll help you speak naturally about everyday personal and professional topics easily and accurately. It's a very complete 12-week course, and I would love to personally help you reach that brilliant B2 level. And there's a link and a code in the description. So let's have a look now at by, and we can translate by as not later than. Okay, so we use it for deadlines. Like if your teacher says that they want that work by Friday, it means not later than Friday. You can give it to her on Thursday or Wednesday if it's finished, but if she wants the assignment by Friday, she's saying basically that it must be not later than Friday. Okay, so you say, yeah, no problem, teacher. I'll finish it by Friday. Please reply by tomorrow. That means today or tomorrow at the latest. We need to decide by the end of the week. Okay, if we decide today, that's fine, but it has to be not later than the end of the week. Okay, now remember, I've got 5 advanced level prepositions for you in this video. I'm going to share those with you soon. Before I do, there's just one last main upper intermediate preposition that you must know, and it's this, until. And we sometimes use till as a short version of until. And this is the end point. So we use this to show when an action stops. I work until 6 o'clock. Okay, I work and I stop at 6 o'clock. She's staying here till next week. Okay, so she stops staying here and goes home next week. I'll wait until you arrive. Okay, I will wait, and then when you arrive, I will stop waiting. Okay, so just to compare those last two, we use by for a deadline. It means not later than that point, but we use until to talk about the point at which an action stops. Okay, if you're enjoying this, by the way, do subscribe, and remember that you can get my PDF, which includes a full summary of this lesson and a test so that you can test your knowledge, plus a bonus 20 ready-made prepositional chunks that you can simply use in a sentence. You learn them as a short group of words, and then you don't need to think about which preposition to use in those situations. They're super useful, and it's a great way to make fewer mistakes in English. Okay, so before we look at the advanced prepositions, let's look at this again from the beginning of the video. I'll be there midnight. In, on, at, by, until, or for. Do you know which one is correct now? Well, I'll give you a hint. We can use more than one preposition in this gap. And I'll tell you which ones in a minute. But first, let's have a look at these bonus 5 advanced C1 level prepositions of time. Because if you want your English to sound really advanced, you need to know this type of advanced preposition of time. So these are the ones we're going to be looking at: within, throughout, over, not like over in a position, but over regarding time, past, and up to. Okay, so within means before the end of a time limit. So we use within to say that something happens before a time finishes. For example, I'll be back within 2 days. She replied within an hour. He learned the basics within a month. Do you see the difference here with within and by? So look at these 2 examples. I'll be back in 2 days. This refers to the exact time. So if today is Friday and you will be back in 2 days, you will be back on Sunday. But I'll be back within 2 days means that you will be back anytime during that 2-day period. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, Saturday evening, Sunday morning, but within 2 days. Okay, throughout is the next one. Throughout. Difficult to pronounce. But we use throughout to say that something happens during the whole period of a time. Right, for example, she worked throughout the year. In other words, during the whole period of the year. He studied throughout the summer. He studied during the whole period of the summer. The kids were noisy throughout the night. Okay? Not just once, not just at 2 o'clock in the morning. No, all the duration of the night. Okay? From the beginning to the end. Throughout. Right, over. You might know over as like similar to above, but we can use it as a preposition of time as well. And we use over to talk about something happening during a holiday or a break, normally. Okay, so for example, we traveled over the summer. I read the book over the weekend. She relaxed over the holidays. He got sick over Christmas. It just means during that holiday or during that break period, without really specifying exactly when it happened. It doesn't mean for the whole period. It doesn't specify which period. It just means that at some point during that period, something happened. And don't worry, by the way, I've included all these bonus advanced prepositions in the PDF. So you have them there. You can revise these after the class in your free worksheet. There's a link in the description, and you can also scan that QR code to get the PDF. Okay, the next one is past. And we use past to say that something continues after a specific time. Okay, so some examples using past. He stayed out past midnight. We talked past midnight. The meeting went past 6 o'clock. I worked past lunchtime. So in all these situations, the action, he stayed out, the meeting continued, I worked, the action continues after the specified time, like midnight, 6 o'clock, lunchtime. Okay, let's have a look at the sentence from the beginning of the video again then. Here it is. I'll be there midnight. So what do you think? In, on, at, by, until, or for? Well, can we say in midnight? No, because we use in for long periods of time, like months, seasons, and years. Can we say on midnight? No, because on is when you can point to something on a calendar, so specific days. Midnight is not a day. Can we say at midnight? Yes. Okay, it's a specific time, 12 o'clock, so we can say at midnight. You can point to it on your watch, at midnight. But, as I said before, more than one option is possible here. So can we say by midnight? Yes, we can, because by means any time before. So if I say I'll be there by midnight, it means I will be there at some point before midnight. Midnight is the latest time I will be there. Okay, what about until? I will be there until midnight? Yeah, that's fine too, because until puts a limit. Okay, so midnight is when the action stops. So I will be there, and the action, I will be there, stops at midnight. Okay, so basically at midnight, I will leave. And what about for? I will be there for midnight. No. Now, actually, I didn't talk about for and since in this video because they're two big prepositions of time that really deserve their own video. So if this video has helped you make a small step closer to an advanced level of English, make sure you subscribe and then watch that video next, where I will tell you all about the prepositions for and since. Thanks for watching. See you there, and bye for now.